What's up, YouTube? Kanye back here again for another video. Today we have the most legendary group entrances in anime. I'm gonna be honest, what do I think is gonna be on here? There's probably definitely an Attack on Titan here, maybe a Dragon Ball Z, but I can't really think of anything else that would be on here. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, here we go. What show is that? Oh, I remember this one. What was this called? I forget.
Ever been watching an anime and just lost your mind when a character makes that absolutely stunning entrance? But let me tell you, it gets even better when the whole crew rolls up with such swagger that you can't help but sit up and take notice. So today in VidTube, we're going to take a look at the most badass group entrances in anime.
I think April? Maybe? Sword Art Online is still around, dude? I watched the first 2 seasons and I was like, yeah, I'm done with this.
Let's talk about the absolutely epic moment in Sword Art Online Alicization War of the Underworld, when Klein and the rest of the SAO gang make their...
Wait. Hold up, what is that name? Alicization, is that how you say it? War of the Underworld. Like, they have gone from like 1 prequel to 2 prequels to sequels to prequel to sequels. Like, come on now, man.
Heroic entrance to the underworld to save Asuna. When I say they make an entrance, they make an entrance. The moment you see their avatars materializing in the underworld, you know things are about to turn around.
Oh, shit,
it was such a nostalgia bomb. Seeing
day.
these players from earlier arcs come together in this critical moment is a reminder of how far they've come and how much they've grown.
大丈夫勝てるよみんななら絶対に勝てる
Oh, Magi, yeah. If you haven't watched Magi, man, get into it.
第9得意点シンドバッド
This is like the end. This is actually a spoiler, I'm pretty sure. This is like the end of like the original Maggie show, if I remember right.
Moving on, we have a real showstopper entrance from the anime Magi. Aladdin and the gang are in serious trouble, but out of nowhere, Sinbad makes an entrance and it's absolutely
also, man,
epic.
check out
this
the
guy doesn't
Sinbad
just
show.
roll in
That
like
show
a
is pretty
regular
good,
hero.
too.
He announces himself with a freaking lightning strike that hits the medium square, causing this jaw-dropping explosion. But wait, it gets better. Sinbad doesn't roll solo. Oh no, he brings the entire Metal Vessel squad from the Seven Seas Alliance along with him. They show up like a synchronized powerhouse team, ready to take names and wreck shops.
I'm remember that shit when I was like 22. Ooh. Man. What show is this? Is this Gurren Lagann? You know, I never finished Gurren Lagann. I saw what's his name pass away. Spoiler alert. And then I stopped watching it. I don't know why. I need to go back and watch it, to be honest.
Alright, let's talk about one of the most hype-filled entrances in anime history. Team Daiguren's arrival against the anti-spirals to save Nia in Gurren Lagann. Seriously, if you're not fist-pumping by the end of this scene, are you even watching the same show? I've lost count of how many times I've tried to watch this, and it still gives me goosebumps every single time. It's unreal. This scene is peak Gurren Lagann, perfectly showing off its upbeat, never-give-up message. Everything works together so well. Animation, music, speeches, references, even the sound effects. It's all in perfect sync to create an epic, unforgettable moment. And let's not forget the music. When Labirami from Hell kicks in, the combination of rap, opera, and orchestral beats is just insane. It's the ultimate battle anthem, perfectly capturing the energy of the moment and sending chills down your spine. The speeches, they're gold. You're ready to jump in the screen and just join the fight yourself.
Yeah, definitely need to check this one out, man. It's been years. This came out in like 2015, I think. It's crazy. It's like 10 years old. Ooh. Yo, I have an interesting story about this show. This was actually one of the first seasonal anime that I ever watched back in the day. It's a good season to get in, too. I think Tokyo Ghoul is coming out at the same time as this, too. I forget.
Moving on, we have this big entrance in Akame ga Kill. Yes, I'm talking about the big bad guys, the Night Raid, except they're not the real bad guys. You see, Tatsumi, our clueless country boy protagonist, ends up in the capital thinking he's about to make it big. Spoiler alert, he's not. Things go sideways fast, and just when it seems like he's stuck in a seriously twisted situation, in swoops Night Raid, and they don't hold back. This crew shows up, tears through the bad guys like it's nothing, and makes sure everyone knows exactly who they are. What makes their entrance so good is how it perfectly sets the tone for the series. They're assassins with a cause, and they don't care who they have to cut down to expose the corruption of the capital. The cherry on top, Tatsumi's reaction. He's like, wait, are these the good guys? And honestly, same.
I've never watched JoJo's either, man. Am I a bad anime watcher? Never watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventures? Actually, I watched the first season. It was trash, to be honest. I heard season 2
and of course, I couldn't just leave out the Pillarmen entrance from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure from this list. It was an absolute must-have. It's a whole different level of badass. First, you've got their unbelievably menacing vibe. Those poor soldiers who went there faced the most horrible death ever. These Pillarmen are creatures who've been asleep for millennia, and the second they wake up, they're ready to throw down. The calm before the storm, gone. The world's about to get flipped upside down, and these guys are the storm. And let's not forget about the theme song. If there was ever a theme that perfectly matched a group of villains, then this one is it.
Oh, it's Dragon Ball? Dragon Ball Super, okay. God, Jiren, man, that's crazy, dude.
Remember Universe 11's entrance at the Tournament of Power in Dragon Ball Super? Now that's one for the books. When Universe 11 steps onto the scene, you know something major is about to go down. First off, we get a sneak peek at their lineup. Toppo, Dispo, and of course, Jiren. And if you didn't already know that Universe 11 isn't to be messed with, you definitely do know now. But what makes this entrance even more intense is the contrast between Universe 11 and the other universes. While everyone else is coming in with their usual bravado or cocky remarks, Universe 11 is all business. Their entrance isn't flashy, it's straight to the point. They're here to win, and they're not playing around. The sheer power radiating from their team makes the other fighters realize, oh, this is going to be a lot harder than we thought. As the camera pans over their team, you can feel the weight of the situation. If Universe 11 was a band, they'd be the headliners, and everyone else, they'd just be the opening acts.
They give me Ginyu Force 5 so much, dude. Ooh, Black Clover, yo. They need to bring Black Clover back, dude.
Yeah. 思った通り勝手なことやってくれてんじゃねえの。返してもらうぜ。
Now let's talk about that moment when Yami and the Black Bulls show up to save Asta and Nero from their execution in Black Clover. You see, Asta and Nero are literally about to be executed after getting caught in a whole mess of political drama. Things are looking pretty bleak, right? I mean, this is the kind of situation where it feels like there's no coming back from it. But then, Our Black Balls arrive with a bang, literally. They're accompanied by Yami, and trust me, we're all there with him knowing very well that the moment he steps in, it's game over for anyone standing in their way. What's great about this moment is that it's not just about Yami. The whole crew comes in clutch. You've got the likes of Luck, Finral, and the rest each playing their part in their usual chaotic badass way. The Black Balls really give off the same friendship vibes as the Straw Hat Pirates, and I'm living for it.
そして霧島君の効果で壁をぶち
Now,
抜
this
く
was back when my hero was
私
actually
のすぐさま
decent, but I
轟君
feel
の
it's
氷
gotten
結で
so crazy.
道を形成してほ
That's-
しいなるべく高く飛べるようきっと
You know what I think makes My Hero Academia special? It's the freaking music, dude. Whoever the composer
The
is.
time when Midoriya and the gang swooped in to save
Monster.
Bakugo during the My Hero Academia Rescue Bakugo arc. Talk about a heart-pounding moment. So, here's the thing. Bakugo is being captured by the League of Villains, and the whole class, well, most of the heroes in training anyway, is in full-blown panic mode. I mean, Bakugo might be a hothead, but he's still their teammate, and no one's about to leave him hanging. So, Midoriya, Ida, and Kirishima make their badass entrance against the villains and successfully rescue Bakugo. Now, let's talk about Midoriya's high IQ moment during this part. It's honestly impressive how he handles everything. Even though this isn't a real mission with the pros, the way Midoriya and the others operate, they're already acting like seasoned heroes. The whole group is firing on all cylinders, with Midoriya's leadership pulling it all together.
行くわよ反発破局四逃げ砲
大胆マウントレリー救出優先一点バカガキあれ
Oh, here we go. Attack on Titan, man.
なんだろう
I heard they're coming out with another ending to this show. Bro, that should have just let Eren terrorize
The Alliance's
everybody,
arrival
dude.
at Fort Salta in Attack on Titan. What a moment. You've got this intense build-up as the Alliance shows up, ready to stop Eren from whatever crap he's pulling like the Ultimate Squad. There's this moment of pure badassery when the whole gang arrives in their military gear, looking all organized and determined, ready to get the job done. In this epic moment...
You know, my favorite scene from Attack on Titan is when he sits down with Reiner right before he kills everybody at that big auditorium, man. Ooh, that was peak Attack on Titan.
The character arcs are reaching their peak. Armin, once too hesitant to act, is now calling the shots and leading the charge. Mikasa is standing strong on her own, determined to stop Eren. Reiner finally embraces his role as a hero, while Levi is driven by Erwin's last command to take down the Beast Titan. The Scout Regiment, now the only force standing between humanity and the Titans, is ready to
Reiner's the
fight for
reason for all
survival.
this shit,
I think this
dude.
is the first time I've rewatched an anime scene this much. Everything about it is just so epic. The animation, the music, and how they all come together so perfectly.
ありがとうみんなの力がなければシナラシは止められなかったさよなら
I feel like Attack on Titan is the type of show that you have to watch twice, though, because then you see the foreshadowing when you watch it again. Fire.
お願いナルト
I feel like every time we watch one of these videos, this scene is in this video. And to be honest, I don't even think this is even the best scene in all of Naruto. But there's a lot of good ones.
One of the most epic entrances in anime history. Naruto rolling in with the Toads. Naruto has always been about beating the odds, proving that even if the world looks
Toadmaster.
down on you, you can still rise up and become a hero with some grit, a touch of talent, and a whole lot of determination. And nothing screams Naruto's journey louder than that moment when he returns as Konoha's savior, making an entrance that's straight up legendary. The iconic pose? Ooh, chills. Fans everywhere felt the hype when Naruto showed up, ready to take on pain. Love it or hate it, Naruto knows how to deliver those goosebump-inducing, game-changing moments, and this one's right at the top of the list. When you saw him standing tall with the Toads, you just knew things were about to get real. And while the fight that follows is next level amazing, that's a story for another day, you know. For now, let's just appreciate the sheer power of that unforgettable entrance. Ah yes, the legendary showdown between
Tokyo
Doman and Mobius in
Revengers?
Tokyo Revengers. What a moment.
Oh.
Hanma was feeling real cocky, standing there with 100 Mobius members at his back,
This is
thinking
a very
that he had the
underrated
upper hand.
show.
After
Not
all,
gonna lie
at
to
the
you
time,
guys.
Doman only had 4 guys in the fray: Mikey, Draken, Takemichi, and Mitsuya. 4 against 100? Those odds sound crazy, unless you know who you're dealing with. As soon as we heard the engines roaring at a distance, that's when you just know things are about to pop off. And sure enough, the Dolman captains roll in with the entire gang right behind them. Now that's how you level the playing field. This scene turned me into a fangirl because the entire group looked so badass while entering. Every single member looked like they were ready to take on the world, and it was impossible not to get caught up in the hype.
What is this show? This was a recent show, isn't it? Yeah, I remember Windbreakers.
この街でこんなもん振り回すことがどれほどのことか。
I don't think I watched this one. Is it good? Can you guys let me know if it's good?
Now let's move on to that epic moment where we're introduced to the Furin boys in Windbreaker for the very first time. You see, Sakura's doing everything he can to hold his ground, standing tall and trying to shield Gotaha from those guys who clearly mean trouble. But thanks to the Furin boys, the day is saved. The moment they roll in, the vibe in the air completely shifts. You can tell by the look on the thugs' faces that they've realized they've made a huge mistake. The way they effortlessly crush the troublemakers is both satisfying and hilarious to watch. What makes this a badass group entrance isn't just the fighting skills, though they've definitely got those. It's the way they move as one unit, so perfectly in sync, with a level of trust and loyalty that makes you believe that these guys would go to the ends of the earth for each other. So yeah, they're a prime example of why the Furin boys are such a force to be reckoned with.
それはもともと風林高校の名のもとに書かれていたけど、いつの間にか町の人たちが彼らに名前を付けたの。
何人も例外なく暴風林が粛清する。唐倉町が危ねえんだぞ。
Oh,
このま
Bleach,
まここで
dude.
待ってろってのか。言ったろうが。
I think Bleach
二
might
つ目の指
be
令は
one or two on my list of favorite shows.
皇帝13体全隊長格を戦闘可
All
能
that
に
just
す
to
る
get
ことだ。
smoked by Aizen. All that.
Next up, let's talk about one of the most iconic moments from the big 3 of shonen anime. The captains arriving to face Aizen in the fake Karakura town. Watching the full force of the captains assemble to take on their former comrade was absolutely legendary. Aizen rolled in with his army of Arrancar, and the battles that followed were some of the best in Bleach. But even with all these powerful captains, they needed backup in the form of the Vizards. Still, the captain's entrance alone was enough to make your jaw drop. Imagine all the big names from Soul Society showing up, ready to throw down. It's like the Avengers finally assembling, but with Zanpakuto, spiritual pressure, and way cooler outfits in the world of Bleach. The hype was real, and this entrance is one for the anime history books, and I'm not even exaggerating.
どうやら間に合ったようじゃの。
Night Parade of 100. See, I was right. There were a rise of the yokai. That's what it was called.
キュウソ様、これは。
百鬼夜行
Let's talk about an underrated shonen that deserves way
Yeah,
more
this
love.
is a good show,
Nura,
dude.
Rise of
If you
the
haven't seen
Yokai
it, go
Clan.
watch it.
First off,
It's good.
how cool does Night Parade of 100 Demons sound? You go in expecting something terrifying, only to find out it's actually a bunch of party-loving yokai who know how to have a good time. When they're not throwing down. In Clan Wars, that is, you know. Think Yakuza, but with demons. One of the best moments when these party animals show up at the rat demons hideout to save Ghana and Yura. For the rats, it's less fun parade and more, oh no, we're doomed. It's a rare chance to see the Nura clan's serious side, and Rikuo steals the show, taking care of the rat demons like it's no big deal. It's one of those scenes that's both intense and oddly satisfying. Honestly, Nura is such a hidden gem. With 2 seasons, and yes, a cliffhanger ending, the journey is 100% worth it. I just wish more people would check it out. It's just way too good to
Bro,
fly under the radar.
I hated that cliffhanger, to be honest, man. Ooh.
じゃこれは。俺はもっと自由に生きるんだ。
Oh, Shanks pulling up, dude. Yo, Marineford, probably the best arc in the whole show.
なんでここに新世界の4個がいるんだよ。
I'm willing to argue that one, man. You got all the biggest people in the whole show at the time.
終わらせに来た。
Now, do you
No
remember that
hockey
iconic
yet,
moment when
really.
Shanks made his entrance at Marineford in One
Debatable.
Piece? The Paramount War was the biggest and most intense battle the series had seen up until that point. The Marines were squaring off against Whitebeard and his entire crew, with Luffy in the mix too. Whitebeard, the Emperor of the Sea, was facing off against the full might of the Marines, including their admirals and the warlords of the sea. The war was full of epic moments, but things turned grim when Whitebeard and Ace met their tragic ends. Just when it seemed like chaos would consume everything, Shanks makes his entrance. The mere presence of an Emperor of the Sea was enough to stop the war dead in its tracks. Even the Marines, who'd been
Bro,
going full
Shanks
throttle
showed
against
up, like,
Whitebeard's crew,
an
knew they had
hour
no chance
earlier,
against Shanks.
could've saved
Every
everybody.
fan remembers that dramatic entrance, and honestly, it's a moment we'll never forget.
これ以上欲しても両軍被害は無益に拡大する一方だ。まだ暴れ足りない奴がいるのなら来い、俺たちが相手をしてやる。
Isn't it kind of crazy that Shanks has only shown up like 10 times in the whole show, and he's like the most hyped character in the whole show? They've done this show dirty. Demon Slayer, man. Season 2, movie, season 3, movie, season 4, movie. Like, come on, man. Just release the show. Just release it.
柱たちが集結。親方様の采配。見事。
Finally, we have this legendary moment when all the Hashiras came rushing down when they knew about Muzan's presence. I mean, this moment really broke the internet. The anticipation was just as off the charts as its detailed animation. I love how while everyone else paused to assess the situation and gear up for the battle when they laid eyes on Muzan, Tanjiro didn't hesitate for a second. He was laser focused, charging right to the end of the problem, Muzan himself. It's kind of hilarious how Muzan was all poised to fight the Hashiras, but the second he laid eyes on Tanjiro, he completely freaked out. It's like everything changed in an instant. The teamwork, the raw emotion, and the sheer intensity of the moment are enough to make any fan's heart race.
Yo, that was freaking. I remember that scene, dude. Man, I can't wait for that movie. I can't.